The world projected from your television screen into your home and your face and your eyes is one of absolute wonder, in which elaborate fantasies can be viewed and followed in an act of extravagant cultural homogeneity. Thanks to the controversial yet so very brave Roseanne Barr, this stage was able to present a new act consisting of commentary on social, political, and economic domains from an American working class perspective. In an era ruled by Reaganistic ideals, Barr's placement of the domestic goddess on the media pedestal set a precedent for new forms of activism and reforms across the nation. Although her politics have changed drastically over the decades, Barr's impact on many liberal domestic movements, including advocacy for the rights of women and the working class, have significantly shaped the nation we live in today. Born in 1952 to a lower-class Jewish family in Salt Lake City, Utah, Roseanne Barr felt socioeconomic and social struggles firsthand, as her family had to hide their religious heritage from the predominantly Mormon population around them. As she grew up, these issues began to affect her more and more throughout her adolescence and early adulthood. In the early 1980s, Barr took to the realm of comedy to express her problems with society, and within months racked in nationwide recognition and popularity. Her stand-up routine centered around the portrayal of the typical American working-class housewife in its unglamorous form. Through these acts, Barr coined the phrase domestic goddess in place of homemaker or housewife. In a time commonly defined by Reagan's presidency, Roseanne Barr used her social influence to give a voice to the working class and other minority groups negatively affected by the conservative resurgence, including the LGBT community. She significantly changed the way comedy and social commentary overlapped during the 1980s and 90s, ultimately setting a precedent for new entertainment to come. The general public, however, began to distrust her efforts as she became more open about her eccentricities, in one incident making a blatant political statement to the Bush administration by screeching the national anthem and proceeding to spit on the ground during a baseball game. Not a home run. Okay, let's flash forward a couple of years. Her show ended in 1997, and Roseanne is going all out in order to get back into the spotlight. She's in a production of The Wizard of Oz at Madison Square Garden. She hosts her own self-titled talk show. One about cooking and one about talking about having a show about cooking. Both were later canceled. But this is okay, because now she's back in a stand-up comedy. This is very good, because now she has gained back some of her fans. In 2012, she entered the political realm quite literally by campaigning for the Green Party during the presidential election, but eventually losing to Jill Stein. In following years, she turned a political cheek once more and began sharing a conspiracy-based conservative ideology, making most of her statements on Twitter. During and after the 2016 election, Barr found herself back in the news as Donald Trump interacted with her posts and beliefs. As an avid Trump supporter, Roseanne used her influence to advocate for the president and his respective controversies. In 2018, former cast members of the hit show Roseanne introduced the idea of a revival. Barr willingly agreed, and in March of that year, millions of Americans tuned into the show that changed the nation decades earlier. However, the beloved Connor family, this is a Roseanne reference from the show, had new conflicts, mostly regarding political differences stemming from the 2016 election. Barr based the character off of herself once more and made lead Roseanne a combative Trump supporter as well. A lot of people didn't like new political Roseanne, even though Roseanne was political the entire time? Think about it. Still, the new season was wildly popular, and as a new season was confirmed, Roseanne Barr faced some consequences for her racist and borderline harassing online posts and had her creation canceled. The whole situation truly represents the idea of political backlash, but also political solidarity, as Roseanne was bashed for both her ultra-liberal and conservative beliefs throughout her time in the public spotlight. Overall, we cannot forget or dismiss her accomplishments in light of her faults. We should remember her for her impact on the media and feminist and socioeconomic social reforms, as she was and continues to be so brave. We stan one legend, and it is Roseanne Barr.